Welcome back to Come Challenge with Us. If you're new here, you're welcome. We clearly unedited, unfiltered, no fillers, no makeup, no hair, nothing. This is just warts and all. We just wanted to kind of do a little summary video of our little trip to France. So we've done like the 5 videos. Was it 5? 6?
I think it was 6.
5 or 6 of our journey home, but we just wanted to kind of summarise and talk through, like how much it cost, where we stopped, what other strategies could be.
And I've done a spreadsheet.
Phil works in data, so it's his bag.
So like we said, we had a total of 5 stops, so 6 legs to do the journey across France. The first stop was at the Air de Latitude 45 Electra. Then we stopped at Chalon-sur-Saône-Tesla, then Air de Châteauvieux Engie, then Champfleury-Tesla, then Air de Saint-Hilaire-Côte Fastned, and then we got to the Eurotunnel. So on the spreadsheet you can see what time we left at 8:34 in the morning, and then what time we arrived at the Eurotunnel 7:38 in the evening.
Can I add something?
You can.
That includes the extra hour that you gain back.
Yeah, so
when you cross the tunnel back.
Exactly. So when
that's 8:34 French time.
No, that's 7.
No, in the morning, 8:34 French time.
No, it's 8:34 French time.
Yeah, so just said it's 8:34 French time.
Yeah, exactly. And then the time switch is here.
Yes.
So that's why this only seems like it's 40 minutes. It was actually an hour and 40 minutes.
Yep.
Because that's where so these are all local time, these numbers. So we started off with 71%, which is not ideal, but it was just basically not worth us kind of recharging just to kind of get going the next day. But obviously if we started off with 100%, we could have gone a bit further. And yeah, so it took us a total of 11 hours and 4 minutes to do the 365 miles. This total at the bottom is just the France total. And
can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Does that 11 hours 4 minutes include
stops?
Charging?
Yeah, so that's the total time.
Right.
Each of these is the amount of time spent travelling.
Right.
This one here is the total time. So like we left at 8:34 in the morning, but arrived at 7:38 in the evening.
Yep.
So we had a total stop time in France of 1 hour and 49 minutes, and then we had a total time spent charging of 1 hour and 37 minutes, and we added 183 kilowatt hours, which cost us £74.17, and the average price per kilowatt hour is 40p. So we could have done it a bit more cheaply if we'd have stopped at Tesla's rather than like some of the other ones that we did. We could have probably done it for 30p average rather than 40p. So that would have reduced the cost down to about kind of £55-60 or so. And then on top of that, we had to pay for the tolls, which was about £80, and then the Eurotunnel crossing itself was about £100. So one way is about £250 we tend to find. At the times when we go, obviously in the summer it'd be a bit more expensive. So going there and back is about £500, and then we usually on the way down we split the journey and stay overnight. So it costs about £550 for us to travel there with the car. And then obviously you don't have to hire a car while you're there, so you save a bit of money there.
Can I please add a couple of things?
You may.
Why is it more expensive in the summer?
So during the summer holidays, the price is just more expensive.
Is that just on the Eurotunnel?
Yeah, it's just on the Eurotunnel.
And also sometimes we take Jackson with us, and that bumps up the cost because you have to pay for the animal health certificate, which can vary in price from £99 to £300. And then you need to get a tapewormer before you come back into England. Any questions about that, we're happy to answer in the comments if anyone's thinking of travelling to France and haven't done it with their pet yet. It's very straightforward. However, I say it costs that, but then if we don't take him, it's kind of paying for dog boarding. However, we do tend to leave him with Phil's parents, which is free.
Which is very good.
But if it wasn't, it would be more
expensive.
Yeah.
And you also have to pay, I think, an extra £22 each way on the Eurotunnel.
Oh, for the dog.
For the dog.
Yes.
So there's dog related costs if you have a dog.
Would you like to talk about the toll tags?
Yes. So we have something called a Bip and Go tag. There are various different tags that you can buy, and then what that then means is that you can go through the. You would have seen it on some of our videos, but you can go through the toll booths that have a T above them, and then it just bips and opens for you, and you go straight through.
Our first Bip and Go attempt.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! It worked.
It even went bip.
It even went bip. Wow. Stay on the right. Stay on the right.
We have bipped and gone.
Wow. Okay. I even got my purse out ready. Just in case.
For the Bip and Go.
Well, I wonder how much that's cost us.
So that's really handy.
As opposed
to going through and then paying by credit card or cash. And I guess it's useful in two ways. So one is obviously it's just quicker anyway because you don't have to like worry about your credit card or anything like that. There are also like 30 kilometers an hour toll lanes that you can go through.
We haven't tried it at 30.
No, we haven't tried it at 30. But basically, it means you can kind of, you don't actually have to come to a stop. You can kind of roll through, which is good. And it tends to be that the transponder lanes tend to be less clogged and less busy and quicker than the ones where people have to stop and pay. And then the final advantage is that obviously if you're driving on your own and you're in a UK car, then the toll booth will be on the left-hand side. So if you haven't got
monkey arms,
so you kind of have to like try and figure out how you're going to pay if you pay through the other window.
If you don't have a wingman.
So that can make things a little bit tricky. So what else have I got in here? So I've got the average charging rate that we achieved.
2.
I've got like the state of charge, departure, arrival, and then the total amount of time we spent stopping and charging. So I guess one question is, what would have happened if we had done a different stopping strategy, or what would have happened if we'd have like not had an electric car? So I think that we could have. So I think that we could have obviously stopped fewer times. It does tend to get to the point where it's limited slightly by, you just need a stop anyway. So essentially the other options are 4 stops or 3 stops. So 4 stops I've kind of drawn up here. So you could quite easily do it in 4 stops. It's about 2 hours per leg. I'm struggling
to see that. Could you make that a bit bigger?
I'll make it a bit bigger on the when I show it. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, it's about 2 hours per leg essentially. And you could easily do that in our car. As I said, we just did 5 legs really because we started off with a lower state of charge, and then this 3-stop strategy looks like this. So this would be, I think, doable in our car, but you'd have to have quite a long stop, and you'd need to kind of charge it up each time, so maybe like 90-95%. So
you may not get that either in poorer weather,
and you may not get that in colder weather.
So if we did it in winter,
or
when we sometimes go in like cooler times, we might not be able to get that kind of length out of the battery.
Yeah, and you tend to be able to kind of go further in the first legs, or in the legs that are further south, because the road's slightly busier and slightly slower. You can see that in the average speeds on the first one. You can see that we're slower further south and we're quicker further north. So that's there are other alternatives you can do. So essentially, I think if you were doing the 3-stop strategy and you had a petrol car, you could probably shave maybe an hour or off of the total time. We were stopped for an hour and 50 minutes. Maybe you add on a bit of overhead for actually stopping. Maybe you could do it in 3 stops, 1 of half an hour and 2 of 15 minutes. So that would be like 45 minutes. So maybe you could do it around an hour quicker than we did. But I think we could have done it quicker if we hadn't been filming and stuff like that. So I don't think it's like.
I'm not sure filming added that much.
No, it didn't add very much. I mean, you can see like most of the time we were charging. So I think the final point to add, I think, would just be about when you get to the tunnel, you have the opportunity to charge, which is really useful
on the UK side.
On both sides.
Oh yes. Sorry.
But sometimes when you get to the tunnel, you can check in earlier and get straight on a train. So you might not necessarily. We don't think you want to get to the tunnel needing to charge, but I think it's useful if you get to the tunnel and you can charge. So I think what we're going to try and do in future is arrive with like maybe 40 to 50%, so that if we are waiting around, we can put it on for a charge and get up to 80%. But if we do have the opportunity to go straight through, we can just go straight through and then charge up a bit sooner the other side. So yeah, I think that was everything I had on my list to say. Was there anything that you wanted to add about the experience?
I think it was just more, did we compare price versus how much it would have cost in an ice?
We didn't. I think it's probably, we didn't that.
We can work that out though and add it as a little comment.
Add it as a comment. I think it would have probably been about, depending on what car you've got, obviously, it would have probably been like about 150 to 200 pounds in terms of petrol.
But we can maybe look at that.
But we can calculate. And obviously it would be more expensive as well if you had if we've got a Tesla Model 3, which is quite efficient. If you had like an SUV like the Audi Q4 or something like that, then that would be less efficient, so it would cost more.
I guess another way that potentially you could shave time off is to go on a non-toll route.
Yep.
But I think that takes quite a bit longer. Again, I think what we might do at the end of this is just add on a little map to show like the non-toll route and like kind of what the charging situation is, because we've never really explored.
Yeah, I think it takes about 4 or 5 hours longer, I think.
Oh, so, right, wow.
So it's quite a big difference.
Didn't realise it was that long.
But you could potentially do some of it off the toll and some of it on.
If you wanted to try and make it a little bit cheaper.
Shave some money off.
But I think that kind of sums it up quite nicely.
Yep, so that's everything. So, any questions?
Next time we go to France, though, we are going on the train, but it's only for a weekend. But yes, we will be... we've got some more kind of UK-based travelling coming up in the schedule and the videos. We are going to do a reflection on our first year of EV ownership, and that may feature why I don't like the Tesla. And then in the new year, we're also going to have Vamos with us. We will be charging in Tenerife with our electric car. Not our electric car, because how would you get the Tesla there?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're renting a Fiat 500e. So that's what's coming up. There may be other things. Let us know if there's anything you'd like us to cover.
Yeah, cool.
I think that's it.
Goodbye.
Any questions about the spreadsheet?
Just
he's
ask.
your man. Bye.
Bye.